To order. Would you mind saying the Lord, please?
Our Heavenly Father, we come to you, Lord Jesus, and just ask you to bless this city, bless these council members, where the decisions be made for the people of Baltimore. Continue to bless our city, let it grow. And Lord, we just turn everything over to you. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everybody tonight. I believe everybody can hear us a lot better. We've all got our microphones turned on tonight. Yep.
Mark, some people don't like a podium. They can't see
We're going to
everything.
need to get a shorter one then if that's. We were going to turn that sideways. Didn't we have it sideways? You weren't here last week.
No, it was probably just
You sure we did turn it sideways?
Just like that.
Okay. We talked about turning it sideways.
I need to move it over to the side.
I think that'll be fine if somebody can't see.
Move it back to the back.
You know, that'll work too.
Move that, Andy.
Excuse me.
And if we're going to use that podium, Terry, we don't have another mic, right? We only have 8. I'd like to see us get a 9th microphone so that we have a separate microphone. Now, is that going to work with 8 channels?
We can make it work.
All right,
Well, how about tonight? They could choose mine as like a portable.
we can do that, or I'll turn mine around, or whatever, you know, how we need to do it.
Light stand.
Yeah. I'll just give them mine. How about that tonight? Because we don't have another one. Approval of the minutes.
So moved.
All those in favor? That's unanimous.
Committee reports. Mr.
I
Hodges.
have nothing on the ambulance. Is there anybody here? Danny's out of pocket. He didn't have anything today. So, then we'll move on into the fire. And he sent me a thing, and it's in the packet also. He had 11 runs, fire department. He's at visitation tonight. Okay. General fund had $1,054,676, receipts $195,200, disbursements of $139,342, left an ending bank balance of $1,110,534. Street fund had a beginning balance of $154,071, receipts of $21,121, disbursements of $20,651. At the ending bank balance of $158,541.
Okay. Planning Commission.
Okay, first question, is our moratorium up?
No.
No?
No, because like I said last, I'm assuming it's not. Does everybody agree it's not? We're getting bids on the city property, and I think we'll have it fixed in a couple weeks. But is everybody under the impression we're going to lift the moratorium after we fix that property?
I was gonna suggest that we roll the moratorium until we did get in line with our properties, because I still hold that if we're gonna expect somebody to clean their property up, we need to be doing the same.
That's kind of the way I understood it, and I've got somebody making me an estimate, and I'll get another one when we get that done, and then we'll get right on it. So I anticipate it to be about 2 weeks.
So, what are we looking at?
Well, I think that, we'll be looking at 2 weeks. It'll be before we get to the next meeting.
Property wise.
I'm not understanding your question.
How many areas are you looking at? We only have one problem? We have
Yeah,
five.
we only had 2, but one of them is within the senior citizen center. We're just gonna go in there and fix it. It needs those panels. We just need to get it done. The other one was the old MD property, which is behind the old city hall, and I've got an estimate being performed on it right now, and then I'll get another one, and that shouldn't take very long to get that knocked out. So,
Second thing, you guys need to vote on us taking down the house on Brandon Street. We just had it put in to replace the one. It was never voted on.
I thought we voted on that, and I advertised it.
Well, I think you advertised it, but I don't think it was ever voted.
I think we all, we brought it up, and everybody agreed on it, and if we didn't make a vote on it, I'm not positive, but I know that everybody agreed on it because we did discuss and agree to change that one with the one that was already tore down, the blue one. Is that not kind of what everybody remembered that we?
I thought we
we chosen that property as a replacement.
Is that not in minutes, Tim?
Well, what it says, sealed bids have been placed in the local paper asking for bids to tear down properties located at 205 North Main Street and 304 Brandon Street. July 12th is the last day to submit a bid. The council decided to strike Brandon Street from the ad because an ordinance had not been passed to tear it down.
Me and you didn't sleep through that one.
Okay. Are we gonna replace the house on Brandon Street with the one on Hickory Street?
Now, Brandon's already been torn down.
No, the one on Hickory Street.
Okay, Chuck, can you prepare us an ordinance tomorrow for the Brandon Street property? Okay, there we go. That's all that we're like right there. I think everybody was in agreement. And-
Okay.
Gotta take an ordinance or a resolution.
Well,
What did we
she
do
just
with
said
others?
ordinance a while ago. Didn't you just say ordinance? Yeah.
Okay, the trailer park on Highway 64, we have heard from the gentleman who was in the process of buying it, and he is going to be able to purchase it and going to start cleaning it.
What did he ask for on time?
Huh?
What did he ask for on time?
Well, 3 months to get started, he said.
He's real aggressive minded though, and I believe he's gonna get in there and, we'll have fall here pretty soon and everything will quit growing, but this guy, he's gonna want to represent his properties real nice. He knows we're real concerned about the entrance to Ball Knob from Highway 64. Now, I'm looking forward to watching him work. I've already had other people ask me about that property since they've heard he was gonna buy it, matter of
He
fact.
has his own excavating company, so he has his own equipment.
And-
Tear the houses down and do work.
Has a contractor's license, good for a certain amount, yeah. Which is what I would like to see. A lot of the house flippers get is, that smaller, contractor's license. Did you say it was good to 50,000? Wouldn't that, am I right on
I
that?
had an indication that he wasn't going to tear.
He's gonna take 2 of them down, and he's gonna have a contractor look at the third house to see if it possibly can be.
He does understand that it has to be code.
Yes. And if it doesn't meet code or it costs too much to fix it, he's gonna take it down. So on grass, we don't send grass warning.
Yes, we will send grass warnings.
Yes, those aren't covered.
Okay, grass cleanup and illegal vehicles, we still work on, is that right?
Yes, ma'am. That was my understanding.
Thank you very much.
My turn.
Go right ahead.
Because we didn't get on the agenda soon enough, we need a public hearing for the next September meeting.
Okay.
At 5:30 for the Suarez property for the mowing that we did. We've done through this year. So it's $100 for the mowing plus expenses.
Is it $100 each time or $100 total?
Well, it's more than $100 total. By the time you add on, putting it in the paper and all this stuff.
Okay. Now, what's the address of that property?
It's the yellow house, that's been, we've already.
Yeah.
The Ronald Reagan House is how we all know it, yeah.
And Galen Brown, Galen Cole, was going to ask for a 30-day extension again. She got held up with Entergy because they were dealing with storm damage. So they're asking for another 30 days. We can hold off till the next meeting.
What,
In the 30 days.
okay, now which property of hers, she's got more than one property, which one are we talking about?
We're talking about,
Carlson
Collins Street.
still west of Fagan House.
Yeah.
That's not the house, it's
The shop, is storage facility. Is it gonna be torn down?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody have a problem with not giving her that 30-day extension, but this time, this will be her last one? Okay, I think that's fair,
Why was she needing,
Lester's going to carry.
weather, I think.
what was she needing from Entergy?
What's that?
What was she needing
Disconnect.
from Entergy?
They have to look the power.
Yeah.
It's got power, that building's got power to it, the line, line down inside.
It's working it into their
So
schedule.
he's paying a light bill on it now?
It's the storage.
What? You say it's rented? Okay,
The house is
is the power on that shop a separate meter, do y'all know? I'm assuming that it must be.
It is because it's, the pole is behind it.
Yeah, well, see, Lester used that, everybody pretty much remembers he used that for a storage facility. And whether it's actually turned on or not, it's there. So they might have to make a disconnect. And as long as she realizes this is her last
This is it.
extension, I think everybody won't have a problem with that. It's kind of off the beaten path there. Okay, anything else, Chuck?
That's it.
Okay. I want to tell you something. I had somebody that actually made a compliment to you today. On one of the houses that you went and visited, I want everybody to realize that said that you were really a nice man and appreciated the way that you had treated them. So, it came from a house at the corner of Vine and 167, or 367, I think. Okay, community development, Mr. Harriman.
We have two new businesses that's come into town the last 2 months on the south end of town. Hey Larry, what's the name of the business that people rent from you? They rebuild truck beds, and the other business is a used car, there right beside the
J&L,
what?
right beside J&L?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Toddy.
Will Todd's Used Cars.
They got people that don't have hire anybody to work.
Look like they're staying pretty busy.
Monday nights are out.
Parks and Recreation, Mr. Fagan.
I had Andy pass around another public involvement. Now, my grant writer kind of messed up. We did one of these before, and she came back just the other day and asked me for 2 more. It will increase our points for the grant, so we've had y'all sign that. We'll actually backdate these, which she said that would be all right, to present when we go before the committee to plead our case for our grant. So if you had questions about that, that's what it is. And I don't have anything else at this time.
Did you not have anybody that wanted to speak to us? Gary, did you want to speak to us during this Parks and Recreation Committee meeting? Just come up a little closer. If everybody can hear you, that's fine. If not, come to the microphone.
There's two things that I want to talk about here. This may be on the agenda a little bit later in the 2023 with the high school.
We've got it. Yeah, it comes up under new business.
Okay. I'll skip that. One project, or a project, the main project that I'm working on right now is refurbishing the fields, or refurbishing three fields. And as you know, the fields, some of the fields are worn down to just pure clay. When it rains, it's slick, and when it's dry, it's like concrete. My suggestion, we look at that, and I called him, was to get sand. And put lots and lots of sand. And it's a tedious process for the fish. It's not that difficult. To place sand across the infield, and it's called top dressing. 2 to 3 to sometimes 4 inches of sand, and then filling it into the dirt. Let it set. I did a little, check it out on sand's hard to find. I found this one at Wolf Rock. Maybe you're familiar with that.
Old place, yeah.
It is $6. It's called dirty sand. It's all the colleges and schools, all of the ones that do this use that type of sand top. When you do this, it makes what's going to raise the field. In some cases, the base pads are actually small dishes, but they can run so much and use so much. And there is obviously low places and a lot of fields. So I'd like to just top dress field number 1, the base pad. Field number 1 is grassy. Field number 2, the whole infield, and field number 5, which is, excuse me, the unlighted, and actually the largest one, because it was set up at one time to play big boy baseball, 90-foot bases. Was the larger. I have, can't give you an estimate on how much sand that there is. We start with 120 to 150 tons. Will not cover all.
What, 20 tons of load? I mean,
15 tons of load, I
Okay.
figured, and I have talked to the county, and they verbally agreed that they will haul it for us for free. So you're looking at 120 to 150 tons to start with. And you'll be surprised how quickly that will go. You could do the math at 3 inches of field, just inside 60-foot base path, would require 36, I think, 36 yards. That's 2 trucks, just for the infield at 3 inches. 8 loads, say from 120 to 100, that wouldn't be known until it was loaded and laid. From 120 to 140 tons of sand, or yards of sand. And at $6, approximately $7,800.
is a yard and a ton going to be about,
I think that's all right.
I think it's fairly close.
15 yards is what I think is recommended in those big county trucks. And it'll be plus or minus 15.
Yeah, I agree with you on one thing. It's going to disappear faster than you realize. I bet you're going to end up, well, I said it will disappear. I will agree with you. It's going to disappear real fast. That weight will go, it just won't go very far. Now, is this on the same fields that the spray program has been going on out there? The same program, are these the same fields? I'm assuming they are, that the spray, Jim May spray program is going on out there?
I'm assuming that he's spraying.
Okay,
Some fields that have more, what do you say, junk grass.
Mhm.
Field number 3 is in good shape. Field number 5 is actually in good shape.
Okay.
There's some good grass on it. And I'm assuming that he's spraying the other, I don't know.
now when you put this sand out there, you were talking about you were gonna back drag it pretty much, that's how you were gonna kinda get it out?
Yep.
Were you gonna till it up, did you say?
Sir?
Were we gonna till it up too, you said? Okay.
I mean, just the sand on top will not be. You have to fill it in with the clay itself, drag. The way I planned on doing it is bringing my tractor up here, plane loader, dump it, back drag it,
And
measure it, fill it in.
you gonna plant the Bermuda back, after you till
There'll
it?
be no Bermuda on these.
Okay,
This is slick fields,
okay.
except for field number 1, which that's why I said base pass on. It doesn't have a grass into it, so it will be base pass on.
Okay.
Base pass on.
So basically, you're asking for approval to spend up to how much money?
Based on my calculations, if I get 8 truckloads, 15 yards, more or less, per truck,
Is it-
$700 to $800.
Yeah.
It depends on how much they pile on the truck.
Yeah, and then reevaluate it once you see how far it goes, right?
Yes.
All right, so is that gonna be about how much? Approximately how much money we're talking about?
$700 to $800.
Okay. Would y'all feel comfortable letting him be the judge, Billy, and you, spending like twice that amount?
Coach brought this to me a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
I said that it'll have to go before the committee and then go before the council.
Okay.
I've already relayed your information to the committee. There will be something that I haven't got an approval. I've just discussed it with Alvin, I haven't got approval with Dennis. Since we don't know what the total cost is,
Mhm.
I'd like to have a better figure on how much is needed to take out of the budget for it. But you don't know how many.
To complete, quarterly complete 3 fields?
Yeah.
Twice that amount.
Yeah, I'd say that. Twice that easy.
Twice that amount of what?
Same and cost.
So 1,500.
Up to 2,000 even, let him spend up to 2,000, if y'all are okay with that. Sand, it's just not gonna go very far when you put it over that big of an area.
I have a question. Do you incorporate that as you put it on there, or are you gonna put 3 inches on there and then incorporate?
The 3 inches on the middle, but and or consider tilling it first, then put the sand on and then tilling it again. I don't know if that's wasting motion. I think if we gotta get a top surface, there's something beside your plate.
I think that wouldn't be a bad idea, but that's what I think. Till it first, and then put it, then
Tilling it,
it'll receive it better, and then you'll work up a whole lot better after that.
it's not that with a little tractor puller, it's just a matter of 30 minutes to an hour.
Or even disking it lightly, and then putting that out and then tilling it in. But you can control the tiller a lot better than you can control the disc. If y'all have already discussed it, Billy, how do you feel about that, spending up to $2,000? On that
If
project?
that'll do it,
We'll come close. We'll come real close.
what do you think about it?
Something to be done.
you know, it needs it.
You all right with it, Dennis?
I was just telling Alvin, I would go up to 2,000 on it.
Yeah, if y'all want to bring it to a vote now? Okay. I move that we allow us $2,000 to buy sand for the ball.
Second.
All those in favor of this motion? That's unanimous.
I would suggest that you start on 1 or 2 fields. Once you get your sand. And then if you have to go more, then you've got, you know where you're at. You know, this pie's in the oven, it's done. This one here is still baking.
That would lead to another question, which we're just thinking with field of pie. It is not a useful field, as you know, at night.
No.
Because.
Well, that field, lighting for Field 5 is in this request for the grant. Now, we may not get it, it's not the top priority.
Then my priority is to field 1 and field 2.
It may go further than we think, it may not.
The field 1 is the junior baseball field. Field 2 is the T-ball / softball.
So number 2 is the T-ball field?
No, that's what I use. I use 2M1 for T-ball.
Okay, is the one that hadn't been used for a T-ball, but they're, Mr. Falwell, John Falwell was talking about, getting donations to put the sod down. You see that on Facebook? Okay. I was gonna bring that up after this, that he wants to see if they wanted to approve him working with you on that. That's kind of, you know, there's been several people that have dedicated, you know, $150 apiece and, you know, got it up to that point. But what I was gonna tell you, there's a, trailer that you can rent to put out lime. I think it will put out sand, if you're interested in talking about that.
That I have looked into also.
Okay.
The stool, and I haven't discussed this with Ms. Gibson, but they have a trailer.
Okay.
That
Be more uniform.
You used it originally, and it spreads. It spreads the sand, but I would have to, that would be a trial and error.
Sure it will.
That's a lot of
sand.
around
Yeah.
infield.
How much weight will it hold? Mike, do you know that? The one that,
Well, school
uh-huh,
it will hold probably about 3 running buckets of, not big.
Yeah. yeah. It doesn't cost a lot to go over there, to Newport. We can talk about that and rent it. It holds tons. And if you could, you know, get that put out more uniform and faster and easier instead of just back dragging, that's just an idea. But we can talk about that. Yeah, but they don't have a line buggy. It's a different thing. The people over, believe me, I've got put some out myself, and you know, there's not everybody that has those. They look a lot like, but they're not. Anyway, you and I can talk about that. But I'm glad you got your. Did we vote on that? He made the motion. Oh, okay, I thought we got approved.
Up to $2,000 for sand.
Okay.
So I need to get that from a commitment or a call to tell you to go. One other thing that, and this is a minor thing I wish to say, is some type of bulletin board, either placed on the building or freestanding, or that they pasting stuff for the doors, the thing, tournament brackets, notices, etc., causing damage.
Like a cork board, something like that. That's what Harding has over there. They took push pins and had that.
It could be mounted on the side of the building. Now, I know that it has that rough brick and that, or that rough block, and that may be difficult to mount. That's an idea. And it would be minimal to keep from pasting stuff in doors. That's just a consideration. I'm not asking for
Okay.
permission or consideration. Any questions for me?
How big a board do you think you need? 4 foot?
4 foot by, well, normally on the bracket, you would put a, how big is a piece of that poster board? 2 by 3.
So if it's gonna be outside, it's gonna need to have doors on it, be enclosed. We can shut it.
What Harding has, and I'm not trying to make this more detailed, but what Harding has, and I was noticing that they've got it on 2 poles. It's freestanding. You can see it on one side and see it on the other, but it's got a little roof on it to keep it out of the weather, because if we don't have it out of the weather, it's all going to, you know, get wet.
Talking about just mounting it to the building.
Yeah.
So,
You were talking about just mounting one to the
I'm just
side of the building.
and the weather is not It's not really a concern because there's no long
long
term about posting that has to take place. A week-long term would be.
It's got an overhang of one of the
Yeah,
areas?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that take care of that. So, set a budget of how much that you want for that, you think?
I'm not offering a guess at that. It could be built pretty easy.
You want to propose a budget, Bill?
I have no idea.
300?
Get a cost on
He's
it,
probably bought a couple.
that doesn't require a vote. Get a cost on it, that's part of the field equipment. Get a cost on it, tell me what it is, then I'll either approve it, or we'll either approve it or whatever.
Thank you. Now, on the Facebook thing, how would y'all feel about the, letting Farwell and some of the other coaches sod that T-ball field at no cost to the city?
Haven't we been trying to do this for about 3 years?
Just fired up. You got it done on Facebook.
For the first year I got put on this committee, I said, go ahead and do it, but nothing ever got done, setting up the field or anything. Do you have enough people to do it? What about bleachers? Okay. Yeah, you have the approval of the city, and so.
And I really thank you, Joanne, for your financial donations and your labor.
It caught on fire, didn't it? Well, you got it done. Appreciate you coming and presenting that. Police committee, Mr. Harriman.
We had 1,800 calls for service, 583 security checks, 300 traffic stops, 183 citations, 82 warrants sold, 5 city ordinance warnings, no citations. Community service people 48, felony cases filed 2, misdemeanor filed 35, prohibitioners 120, registered sex offenders 7, registered sex offender home visits 4. You have something, Billy?
Like to get some approval for drug test kits for probationers with $183.48.
Go all of it, Billy.
Taser batteries, we're gonna need taser batteries. We don't have any backups for any of our officers that need this. Still waiting on the true estimate, but I looked at a price sheet for all of this, but I'd like to go in and just do a rough estimate of $800 for the taser batteries. Jared Tackett just graduated from the academy, so he's kind of bumped up to our standard process. I'd like to get that approved. And then animal shelter, I'd like to get a $1 raise for Devin. And then thereafter, I would like for instead of it being $9.25 for the weekend crew to be $10, and then the full-time crew to be $11.
You're advertising for a weekend person right now, right?
I move that we approve, you said $1,000?
It is $800. It should be
No, I'm talking about
less.
for the drug testing kits too.
It was $183.48.
But I'm talking about both,
Altogether,
around $1,000 cover both of them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I move that we approve up to $1,000 for the purchase of drug testing kits and the taser batteries.
Second.
I move that we, I'm sorry.
All those in favor? That's unanimous.
I move that we raise Officer Tackett's pay up to the standard $16 an hour for academy completion.
Second.
All those in favor? That's unanimous.
And I lost you on the
$1 for Devin. $1 for Devin.
dollar raise for that. And what will that bring you up to?
33. 1133.
I move what he said.
Make a motion.
I move, yeah.
Second.
All those in favor? It's unanimous.
About the weekend?
We got one more thing. Changing the rate.
Weekend rates.
The part-time person?
For somebody.
Would you say we're 9 something? You want to go to 10?
Yes, sir.
It's on part-time,
Yes, for the part-time.
and 11 for full-time.
That would be if Devin left, whoever would come in would start full-time.
I make a motion, we make those moves. 10 for part-time, 11 for full.
Yes. All those in favor? It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Street and Alley Committee, Mr. Smith.
I got about 3 different things, but the first thing we need to address is probably the bids for the equipment up there that we put out bids for. The sealed bids.
The first bid is on the bush hog. I don't know who placed the bid, I just know it's on the bush hog. Watson Auto Sales bids $222 on the bush hog. This bid is by Dean Johnson.
For the bush hog?
No. I say no, I'm not sure. He bid $360 on the leaf blower. The finish mower is $260. The 8-foot disc is $345. The angle blade is $165.
How much on that disc?
Somebody.
$345.
What was the first 2 items? 360 was what?
The leaf blower, which would be the leaf back, isn't that correct? $360. The finish mower is $260. The 8-foot disc is $345, and the angle blade is $165. And this is from Crenshaw Farms. They bid $500 on the disc and $300 on the finish mower. And that's all the bids that I have.
We only had one on the bush hog then?
Huh?
That's what I thought. Yes. Only one on the bush hog.
The only competing bids is on the disc and the bush, and the finish mower.
Vacuum.
I didn't have a chance to write them down. You want me to read
That's
it
fine, you don't
again?
have to, I got it written down.
You got
It shows the disc that Crenshaw's a high bidder at 500, Bush Hog, Watson at 222, finish mower, Crenshaw's 300, leaf vac was Dean Johnson at 360, angle blade, Dean Johnson 165. I make a motion to accept these bids.
Second.
All those in favor? Unanimous. Now, I also have a bid. We advertised to tear down those properties. Nobody came forward from here locally, but I did receive this by FedEx. So I'll open it and see who this is even from. I don't know that. This is from Gouldsby General Contractors out of Blytheville, Arkansas. The price is $11,494. It says Gouldsby Incorporated does hereby propose to provide all equipment, labor, and transportation necessary to demolish, haul away, and dispose of the residences located at 304 Brandon Street and 205 North Main Street. Scope of work shall include demolition of the structures and removal of all debris from the property. All debris materials shall be disposed of off-site and in certified landfill in accordance with all applicable federal and state regulations. This proposal assumes no asbestos abatement. Any and all salvage shall become property of Gouldsby Incorporated upon acceptance of proposal. All landfill fees, demolition permit fees, and applicable taxes to be paid by Gouldsby Incorporated, and again, the price is $11,494. And here are some other documents attached, the liability insurance.
How'd you spell that?
Goolsby.
This is two residences.
It is, it's for both of them, 304 Brandon Street and 205 North Main Street. But I'm not sure we can tear down Brandon if we don't have a resolution.
Can we table that?
When does it say that it's expired?
It doesn't on this bid,
There's no expiration date on the bid?
not on the bid. I read you what it said. Doesn't specify.
If Chuck prepares the ordinance tomorrow, it has to run 2 times, then that would be legitimate. Right, Kevin?
I think I'm really confused. I don't remember that we ever condemned with an ordinance. I thought it was resolution.
I think the resolution, I just scanned mine a week or two ago. Now, I like to go back and look.
Well, and a resolution doesn't require that we read it 3 times. We just read it 1 time and then vote.
I guess we might need to ask, well, Don should know. The others were condemning it, taking the property. It's not a bad price,
That's not bad at all for 2 properties.
It did mention asbestos though. Didn't it say that if there is asbestos, they won't deal with the asbestos? Isn't that what it said, the asbestos abatement?
You know, home residences, I doubt that that's gonna be a problem, but that, both residential.
That usually applies to commercial complexes.
There's a lot of asbestos floor tile 25 years ago. But that's not a significant amount in a residence.
That's a good word.
Per house?
You've been paying around 5,000, hadn't you?
I thought 35 was the highest we paid on one. I think that was the Larry, we tore it
I
down.
think one, we've got something 24, we did one for 2,300.
Who done that?
I think it was Shannon.
He never did bid on it. He done, he didn't bid on
That's,
I mean, there's been one that said that they didn't want to get involved in tearing any more down. I know one said
by Dan
that.
James.
And, so,
Dan's the one that told us, don't recommend you to take down.
Wow. Well, we can't vote on that now anyway, because we don't have a resolution for the other house.
We will have to have another meeting. We'll have to have a special call meeting to address that. So I would say that we table this until we have that special call meeting, because we would basically be okay in something that's not legal to okay right now.
let me ask you this, will everybody be comfortable with this special meeting, the second Tuesday, which would be?
It all depends.
He can draw that resolution up tomorrow, see?
Mayor, I think that should all depend on if we have it all done, if it's cleared by our attorney and things like that. I don't think we ought to walk into a situation where we can.
On the resolutions though, I mean, from my knowledge, Chuck prepares them and nobody reviews them. He just prepares them and then brings them to the city council and we approve them. Isn't that right, Chuck? Isn't that the way we've been doing it? Yeah, that's the way we've been doing it. So if we want to set up that special council meeting, with that specific, you have to set it for a specific reason, to approve that resolution for Brandon Street on the second Tuesday. I mean, if y'all want to set it another time, it'll be ready tomorrow. It's just going into his computer and typing that in, replacing it with another. We could have it tomorrow night if y'all wanted to. I mean, that quick if we need to. If we're going to consider these people, I mean, it would be subject to the passage of that resolution. And that's how we would vote on it.
But aren't we gonna have some other things that we're gonna have to look at in a special call meeting as well?
Special call meeting can only have it for one thing.
Okay, then I guess we'll have a number of them this week,
I'm learning.
this month then.
Well, we could. We might.
We're gonna have to. I mean,
But that's the law on that, and I didn't realize it till I got in here.
then I guess we might as well put out our calendars, and we'll probably meet 3 or 4 times this month. 'Cause this is,
Did I not understand that we advertised this one without the resolution? So it has been advertised in the paper. We just didn't have the resolution to make it legal.
To approve the resolution.
I don't remember reading it in the paper, but I don't read
Yeah.
that section real close.
We had a resolution drawn up for both of the other properties, but since the owner tore the blue one down, we replaced it with the Brandon Street. And that's where we all thought that that was done. So if the vote was taken, there's a lot of discussion on it. If the vote was taken and Tammy said that it was, we could give it.
Do what?
We're gonna need a public hearing.
Do we have a public hearing on the resolution, or we just approve it, I think, is all we did, council approval on the resolution. There is no need for no public meeting on the condemnation. I know there's not. I know there's not. So what we need to do is to set up a special meeting specifically to approve this resolution that Chuck can draw up tomorrow. Would y'all want to set this one up and get it out of the way, tomorrow night or tomorrow at noon? It doesn't have to be at night. I mean, it can be real quick. Then we'll have that one out of the way, and then if you say we got some more to look at, then we'll be looking at those as they need to be held. We can give approval, if y'all want to, approval on this demolition right here, subject to the passage of the resolution at tomorrow's meeting, if y'all want to have that at noon tomorrow. Okay.
We're getting in a hurry here. Do we need to vote on this, accepting this bid or not? If we don't accept this bid, then we don't need the resolution.
The way she talked, it was not a date on it.
I understand that, but nobody else has bid, right?
That's what.
So
You can vote on it subject to the passage of the resolution, though, tomorrow is what I'm saying. I'm recommending that now. Y'all wants to decide.
I don't have a problem.
And we don't have to have it at noon if Vince can't be there, but it only takes 4 people, and we know it's on our agenda. We've already given our approval on it. It's just going through the formality. I mean, so it's not anything we're starting new again. So as long as we have 4 people there to make the passage of the resolution, and Chuck can get it first thing in the morning. You want to set it for 1 o'clock? Is that better than 12?
I don't know.
I'm tied up tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. All day? Is that what you're saying?
Most of it.
Okay.
How about Thursday?
I'm tied up at school on Thursday. Feeding teachers and ball out Thursday.
How about Wednesday at 1 o'clock?
I don't have to work it around me.
We don't have to, we only need 4. Let's set it for Wednesday at 1 o'clock. if that's okay with everybody, just so we can have a time. And that'll give Chuck tomorrow all day to work on that. Special council meeting, give our meeting notice Wednesday at 1 o'clock, right here in City Hall, special council meeting. Topic, to approve the resolution for the condemnation versus, next step, removing, what's the address? 504. 504.
I'm not telling you what he said.
That doesn't sound right.
That is,
She knows it by heart, I guarantee you. What was the other address?
205 North Main,
205.
North Main.
How did you get 504?
That's what's on my house, and that's what's on the legal papers before y'all.
Now, I have 304.
304. Sorry.
I would go for that.
304.
Oh, Lord, y'all.
304 Brandon, 205 North
And
Main.
then 2 more blocks up, you'll be in trouble, I assure you.
Yeah. And both of these have already been approved by the council, so we just didn't have the resolution for Brandon, so we'll give the approval for the 304 Brandon at Wednesday, special council meeting, 1 p.m., City Hall. Okay. Mr. Smith, is there anything else?
Yeah, I got a couple more items.
Okay. I thought you did.
One is we got a couple pieces of equipment go down. We need to we have to get this new lawnmower. We need to get that approved in the minutes. It's $8,500. We bought another commercial lawnmower. I want to make a motion that we pass that.
Second.
What happened to that?
Let's vote, yeah, we'll get it in the minutes.
All those in favor of the motion to pay Gary's Repair $8,500 for a new lawnmower? Unanimous.
I asked a question. I said, what happened to the other one?
What happened to it? We was putting more money in it was worth. A Gravely. It's a yard sale lawnmower somebody bought a few years ago. Don't you remember that conversation we had?
Yeah, but you didn't say that just now. You just said we just had one go down.
Oh, no, yeah, this is okay. This is the other one we talked, same one we talked about. Are you good?
I'm good.
All right. The second piece of equipment was a pressure washer, and we use it all throughout the city on a lot of different things, so anyway, the bid price on it was $835, and I'll make a motion that we get that paid also.
Where'd you buy it?
Gary's Repair, steel.
Not local, that's good.
Second.
Yes.
All those in favor? It's unanimous.
That's all I have unless Larry has some. We're still digging ditches, y'all be patient with us, so. Other than that, I'm good.
I've got a question. You triggered it when you said ditches. I've had a couple of people ask if we're going to come back and kind of feather out the ditches. I didn't know if it might have been a new person digging with it the last couple of days, or saying that the ditches are abrupt.
Where they talking about?
May Street, maybe?
We haven't been on May Street.
Both sides.
We haven't been on May Street.
You know, well, I may be wrong, but,
So far, south.
okay.
But we're gonna have the
I
track
knew
down there
about
tomorrow.
down there, but this lady said today that they had just dug those the last 2
We're gonna have the
days.
track down there tomorrow, so we can get some of them areas a little more tedious.
Has anybody done any work down on May Street and May and Hickory?
We did Hickory.
Okay, could it have been May and Hickory?
It's only about that much different.
We did John Hickory today.
Yes,
Ryan Hickory today.
okay.
She responded real quick.
Just real quick, yeah.
Yeah, really.
I told her I would ask you about it, so, and I'm not condemning anybody for not having that special touch, but it's just one that we might need to look at, so. Okay, it's hard to smooth them, I know it, and some people can do it better than others. And I'm probably not one that can do
We're
that.
digging ditches ain't been dug in 20 years, so it's gotta be better
You're
than
right.
us, so I mean,
It has to take some-
once that grass goes back, they won't even see it, so.
And when you let it grow up like that and hadn't been cleaned out in a long time, it looks a whole lot different, I know it does.
But when you get one of those killer wash the rains off, we can it's going through.
It'll clean itself out, yeah.
Do you have anything else, Larry?
Airport Committee, Mr. Rutherford?
Okay, I met with Alex Smith today at the airport from McClellan, Gary Biddle, and the paper was there. And he just was giving us some proposals to resurface the runway. And then he will have the bids and everything that they've gotten done for us for next council meeting.
That's great. Airport supported. Did,
He had 3 different ones that,
3 different proposals, and he actually is taking bids.
no, he will show us what he has come up with next month. And then if we approve one of them, then he will do bids at that point.
bids to be
We're
considered?
trying,
Right.
we're trying to get a grant, right?
Yes, yes.
You know who it's through?
No. Did he say?
Yeah.
Aeronautics, yes.
He said that name of that commission might have changed, but as far as I know, it's
Yeah.
Arkansas
Department of Aeronautics.
Department.
Okay.
Did you get to eat lunch with them today?
No. We met at 10 o'clock this morning.
A little early.
And the mayor was supposed to be there, but he didn't show up.
He sure didn't, and I was looking forward to that. But I thought they were gonna feed us lunch, but I forgot. All right, buildings and grounds, Mr. Byer.
I believe that the insurance work is going to be completed now here on the city hall in the back portion of the roof that was leaking. It's damaged back a couple of years ago, but the insurance company has come through and is going to put the new portion of the roof on. Also, I believe you are gathering bids for the
That old city hall,
Monroe City Hall building, which will call for another special city council meeting.
Why is that?
Because we'll have to vote.
it's under 20,000.
We won't have to vote on. I
So we
was
knocked that one off.
Another 30 days ain't gonna make that building.
That's true.
Well, it will too, because it's holding us up on the condemnations. But that's not gonna be a problem.
Okay. But
I will come to you when I get that and we'll work it out, but we don't have to put it for bids, because I know it'll be less than that.
okay.
I'm trying to adhere to, that policy, so I'll come to the head of the different
Send us your
committees.
room number when you come to jail.
Then the only other thing that I would say from buildings and grounds goes with the planning commission. I know that there have been a number of questions of why I would ask for a moratorium and why I would dig my heels in about this, but it's high time we do our own thing and we get our things taken care of. We need to start addressing like we've done tonight with the ball fields. We need to make some things right. And I believe it's time that we, as a council, start to work with the planning commission also to do some updating to our zoning as well, because I think we need to take a holistic approach to not only cleaning things up, but also offering opportunities for affordable housing.
I think I'm gonna call the municipal league and I'll see if I can get some type of a trainer to come down, we might can have a meeting. Not a special meeting, but like a public meeting. Sure. To go, I think that would be good. And,
And I also want to say thank you, John, about, I don't know a whole lot about buildings or grounds, but I didn't realize sod in the field we could get it at that price. And I'm thankful that you took the bull by the horns on that. That's all I got.
all right. And I agree. I think everybody agrees we need to reevaluate our zoning situation, but, I think we need to look at some training that's already out there, so we don't look like we're trying to reinvent Rome, on it as well. Okay, personnel? No, yeah, personnel. Mr. Hodges.
Have y'all looked at your zip drive? Make your notes, and all you department heads, we need to see your
2020 budget at the next meeting, preliminary one. At least tell me you're working on it, because we have to vote on it 3 different times. And there's not very many months. Okay. That's recorded now, you know that.
Just got told.
Water and sewer.
Are you done? Okay, go ahead.
We had $2,808 past due accounts at water. We had $2,808 past due in the water department, had 1,325 new deposits.
What's the date that you got that overdue amount? Today?
No, Friday or Saturday.
Did it pick up right at the last like it usually does? That's when it usually comes in, like on Friday? That's what I remember y'all telling me, you have a large amount right at the last of the month, and then they catch up right at the last.
She emailed you.
Deposits did you say?
You what?
How many new deposits did you say?
$1,325 worth.
Dollars, I thought you said 1,325 new deposits.
No. $1,325 in new deposits.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I didn't count them, but I will.
No, I didn't clear the decimal point.
Andy, how many approximately would that be?
It's in your packet. Right here.
Just approximately.
So we got.
That's
It's
good.
important to know that as well as the amount of permits that we saw that were applied for, shows growth in the town. When you actually tell how many dollars in permits and how many new connections.
And how many that we lose, versus that, because some of them might be some of the same ones that we lose, but at least we're replacing them,
A
Yeah.
lot of carryover deposits in that move, so that we just stay down. But we grow it, we move deposits. We got one business and the rest are residential.
That's even better. Okay. Any more on water and sewer? Do you have any more for us? Andy?
It's covered in new business if y'all want to go ahead without thinking. I'm already, go ahead and go over it.
Let's do it.
Of course, like a council meeting, every 5 years they get expired to their water tank station. And I've got 2 proposals, one from Eagle Water Tank and the other one from Superior. Both on ones that responded. They're pretty close. The lowest one was for $400 each, and that's for the Eagle Water Tank. And Lady Superior was $600 each.
I know we accept the one from Eagle.
Second.
All those in favor? That's unanimous.
Your correction action plan, you need to get approval on that tonight too.
Wait on your signature. Then I can send it to McClellan, and they'll sign it, and they'll send it to the copy that you got from pre-council night. If you can sign that, get that to me, I'll just email it to them.
Okay. So the copy that I've got is the one I need to sign, and it's what you're telling me. Okay, I'm always looking at it right here.
There's 2 of them there. One for wastewater plant, treatment plant, and for the ionized.
Okay. Well, I'll sign them tonight, give them to you, we'll get that to working, and we approve the Eagle, so. Now, I'll sign it as well, so.
I also got, y'all approved me to attend Arkansas. They RWA, technical, conference.
I knew there was one more thing, that was it. In August 16th.
16th, 17th, and 18th, wasn't it?
Yes. I will be back, Tuesday afternoon, so 2 days.
Excellent.
This is to keep his license current. And the total amount is $483.34.
Yes.
I'll make a motion, we do that, pay that, let him go get his license, keep him up.
Second.
All those in favor? That's unanimous.
That's all.
Okay, you just reminded me about something else. William, I didn't, bring it up during the police stuff, but, I'd like to send, if the council approves it, to send Devin to, what's the title for that training?
Arkansas State Animal Control Association.
I consider her,
19 training conference.
would you like to recommend that? I recommend that she goes, but, I mean,
Maybe it's beneficial learning and stuff.
we're investing a lot of money in her, and I want to keep her. I'm glad that she's earning her, increase, and
Yeah.
that's the only one that I've got, the one you've got right there.
How much was it?
$375.
She doesn't want to stay in a hotel, so.
Drive back home.
Right. You'll be paying her mileage and the fee for the place. $375 plus mileage. Yeah. We've talked about it, but we were going to vote on it tonight, and I did not get it on the agenda. We're just going to bring it up.
When's class? When's class?
September 9th to the 13th.
I move we send her.
That's second.
All those in favor? It's unanimous.
I've got one more question.
You can get her a test when she gets back.
Yeah. Who's going to, are you going to be able to do your duties down there with feeding and whatnot, or how are we going to handle that? Okay. Already got covered. Thank you very much.
When did you get this?
I got it. And I brought it up before, but we were going to vote on it.
September the 9th to the 13th, 2018.
That's a wrong date.
2019.
Yeah, that's the wrong date. I had seen that and I forgot about that, but you caught it. I'm glad you did. But I caught it too, and I'd forgotten that was there. That's why I know this is new. I bet September 9th is a Monday. Don't know what I do without you.
It is Monday.
But I caught that too, and but I didn't think nothing about it since I had already, talked about it and presented it.
Yes,
So we got our approval? Okay. Won't you pass that down and give it back to him so she can give it to her? I'm glad you got the, animals taken care of and covered. Okay, we've already opened the bids under old business, and, so new business. And we've got the water tank inspection. Is there a Charles White? I don't see him in attendance tonight. He was wanting to, demonstrate peaceably. Have you heard any more about that?
He told me to get back with you.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Okay, the school contract for the 2020 at Sports Complex, everybody's got a copy of that.
I looked this over, it's pretty much the same contract we've always had. The only thing is, I don't remember, somebody can tell me if I'm wrong, I don't remember the school supplying any of this material last year. Do you know of it?
Yeah, to change on.
The rye, grass, and grass seed, Bermuda grass seed, and fertilizer.
I've got a question on that one. Really, when I read this, that was a red flag to me because I knew that spraying had been done. This contract has been going on for more than 1 year, and you probably had a different type of management technique on that, and since you worked with Jim May, if you went out there, and John, help me on this, because I know you're in tune with it, why would we want to do that and then, after we had already killed everything?
It'll kill the motor.
Well, the ryegrass was a winter cover. I mean, that's what it is.
That's what he's saying, they never done it.
Well, I wouldn't want it if it was my field. I wouldn't want it anymore. And because he sprayed, to kill the grass, and then we'd be going right back out there and planting that. I mean,
Play high school ball February, softball February, but you just throw it until like,
okay.
so if you got ryegrass, you got to do that, let the field play.
So you do want it then? Okay.
You do want to ride.
Again, as it gets hot, it dies off.
Right. You keep it mowed, it will.
And then the leaves come up.
Okay. Was it just not requested, maybe?
Well, it's not. I don't know. They haven't, I do know that we paid Jim May for fertilizer, right? I don't remember any of the schools bringing any, perhaps we should not fertilize softball and baseball field. I'm going to talk to, I'm sure it's an oversight because Terrell is gone now. He don't take care of that, but I'm going to talk to Lynn Garner and Melissa. We did have the same agreement with them. They could use our mower. I don't know if they bought any gas or not. So maybe, but I will follow up with Lynn on that. But yeah, there's nothing different about the contract. And the contract is required on their benefit, for their part. The district requires it. Not so much that we do. But for them to use our facilities, they do require a contract. And I think there were some questions on that. But in this agreement, what they're talking about is the softball and the baseball field, not the entire sports complex. But there are several things here that I don't have any record of them purchasing last year. Several things, but I will. It's in their contract that they will do it, so I will get with Lynn Gardner, and we'll make sure we get that done next year. But otherwise, I recommend that we sign off on this again.
Is there a second?
Second. The field committee agrees.
All those in favor?
Who's the field committee? He keeps looking at you guys saying,
Okay.
But per year.
Arid Animal Shelter. We had a new 5-ton unit put in. We need approval to pay that bill from Wallace Electric.
so moved.
Second.
52 or 53, was it?
It's 5331.65. All those in favor? It's unanimous.
Thank you. Pay off police car at First Community Bank.
I guess I had that put on the agenda. We owe $17,156.55 on that car. The payments are $539.36 per month, and it won't pay off until 2022. So I recommend that we pay the car off. That's just my thinking on it.
We're paying Tammy to bookkeep.
Huh?
I said, we're paying you to bookkeep.
Well, the payoff, unless that we save quite a bit of interest on there, that's how you're thinking that. I realize that.
So moved. Second. What was the payoff?
$17,156.55, and that is as of tomorrow.
What year was it? Where's
It's probably an 18. Yeah. I don't think we have anything, do we, in the new car? Yeah.
voted 17, didn't we?
Who seconded that motion?
No.
Okay, all those in favor? It's unanimous.
Okay. The complaint on Jeff's record service, we addressed it and discussed it during the pre-council. Is there anybody here that wanted to talk about that again? Charles Williams? I'm gonna tell y'all what I have found out on that. I told you that I would go, and Billy, I know that you checked on it too. And you probably found out the same thing I did. There really isn't much difference on the standard record fee. Isn't that pretty much what you found out? Everybody?
Standard record fee, I mean, there's a broad range of rate.
I know, but what they're charging on the three that's on a
It
rotation.
wasn't that far off, but,
Well,
in
Bruce,
talking to some of the others, they do things differently, and I can't say whether, you know, the man's right or wrong, but, you can, with Jeff, you can come up with 2 days storage fees on about a 2-hour period. The other tow services say they don't do that. They say it's from the time they pick up and another 24 hours passes before they get another day storage. And some administrative fees that, when I asked about them, they didn't understand what they were. So, but I do remember that, Alvin, you helped me because y'all did it before I was here. Tim Sanford went around and laid out a charge plan for people to be on the rotation. It might be liability-wise for us, it might be a good deal to do that again. And where everybody is going to be in the same ballpark.
okay. Tammy, have you got Sanford's standards on file still? See, I meant to ask you, and I didn't.
Eddie Watson has a copy of it.
Does he?
Yes.
Well, he couldn't find it when I was
Yeah,
there.
he couldn't find it when I was there.
Well,
But he
I was
did
there
say he
about
had it.
15 minutes after you left that day. And so if he's found it, we can use it kind of to go by. And see, Watson is charging 100 plus 75, so that's 175. Jeff is charging 175. Brooks is charging 150. So we'll look at that, and if everybody's comfortable, let's work it up and then vote on it at the next meeting. Does that sound good to everybody? Because we're already on rotation with them anyway.
Sure, get Willie Mack to go around and get the new deals. That way you have it up to date, we should go by what Tim Sanford has passed.
We asked for permission to speak in the courtroom from now on. I want you to understand that.
Okay. 3 minutes?
No, you're not on the agenda.
Of course you don't even do it like you do. You got something to say, at least dead to talk.
If you want to continue disrupting us, we'll have you escorted out of the
I'll walk
building.
out here, no problem.
Okay. But if you want to speak,
Okay.
Get on the agenda.
Continue.
thank you. But that's what we'll do and get it presented for the next meeting. And I think you and I both have pretty much looked into it pretty solid. Okay. Buildings needed repair. I believe we've already addressed that.
Yes, sir.
Fence.
Yes, sir.
And I believe we've already addressed the animal shelter. Ms. Devon, isn't that right? Okay.
She's the one that I told you she had an emergency, so she can't come.
Okay, we did have a speaker tonight, that's what it was.
Yeah. she had
Okay,
an
so
emergency.
we'll reschedule that. Okay, y'all had told me that. Okay, approval of the bills.
I move we pay the state fund payables in the amount of $5,431.95. Second.
All those in favor? It's unanimous.
I move we pay the general fund payables in the amount of $67,078.84.
I have a second by Dennis. All those in favor? That's unanimous.
I move we pay the water and sewer payables in the amount of $113,873.03.
Do I have a second? Dennis
I'll
Rutherford seconded. All those in favor? It's unanimous.
I move we pay the fire truck, out of the fire truck account, one to the fire department, the amount of $986.
Is there anybody that has anything to say about anything we're speaking about tonight? And Mr. Dewey, if you would like to speak on the record deal, you have the floor if you would like it, right? Okay, I guess that's a pass. Anybody else about anything that we spoke about tonight? I so appreciate everybody coming. Move to dismiss, right?